We should be going in. We will be determining our next qualified player here, Quirky.
Yep.
Who's it gonna be?
It's for all the marbles. All the marbles in the world.
Yeah.
Well, not the world, but at least in this region.
For this region in the world.
For this region. Don't know why we want French all the time.
Caledonia. It is because we represent the French Caledonia.
Isn't
Or
that
French
New
Polynesia.
New
Caledonia. French Polynesia. Anyway, we are jumping into our third qualifying match of the evening. Potentially the last one. We'll see how it goes. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We do in fact have a purple Protoss player. Do always appreciate it when Protoss players pick pink or purple. All the way from the land of Indonesia, we have our teamless player currently, the top player from Indonesia. You know him as Gomsujang. We know him as Quantel.
And spawning in the top right, the Green Zerg! Representing Legacy Esports and the nation of Australia. Give it up for this man! The man who was damned by God, for he is Ryan Jones, NXZ!
NXZ? So, Swarmhouse?
Maybe? Maybe not. We haven't seen, you know...
We haven't seen NXZ do it to a player that's not Psycho. And even then, that was just one game per series.
Hey, he did try I think, just trying to remember who. He did try it against Pez, once Pez destroyed his Fed with, DTs. He tried to do it off 2 basic army. Didn't exactly work, so...
I can imagine.
But, you know, we are opening pretty standard. Let's see what Quantel wants to go for in terms of tech, whether he wants to go for that Adept Printer, maybe a Stargate. Well, hell, even skipping the DTs, but, you know, like I said, he is one of the... He has been defending those DT plays so heavily.
Yeah, you cannot fool this man more than once. Dead to Pez, never again. But we do see a Twilight Council coming up from Gomsujang. Again, there are just multiple different ways that this sort of build can be played out. On Everdream, I feel like this is purely anecdotal, but I think I've seen more Adept Printers on Everdream than DTs.
Yeah, but if you can do that on any type of map. It's just your personal preference, as these things are actually going to not get in. I thought they would just sneak past the Stogger there, but they won't. The Adept is there. The wall will be a wall.
Filling that up.
Getting the Stargate. No glaives just as yet, and I feel like once we see those minerals there, okay. Is waiting. Do you know whether he wants to skip, you know, to DTs or not, but I guess anyway.
Quite yet. Yeah,
right, that's a crap ton of lings.
Indeed it is. No Baneling Nest as of yet. So this is not going to be a Baneling bust. Gomsujang does not have any shield batteries in position. Eventually, these lings are going to be able to whittle down these units and buildings of of Quantel. A couple of backup buildings being thrown forward. Shield battery on its way, but it is just one Adept right now versus a massive onslaught of lings.
Gate is done at least.
It will definitely help out quite a bit. There are also a couple of gateways back in the high ground main base. And this is looking very, very rough. Look at that.
And he is streaming in. He does get in.
And this is, needless to say, a very bad day happening for Quantel. These links getting a perfect surround on top of these probes. There's one probe trying to fill that up. Does manage to fill it in the end. but the amount of links are going to be enough here. The shield battery has finished, but where's the overcharged Quirky?
It's not there. He has enough energy. He's too busy getting focused.
GG.
Right.
NXZ takes that game. Royan.
God damn Jones.
Alright, so we might be able to catch you at the qualifier if game number 2 and 3 works out like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, just Quantel did not expect that whatchamacallit?
That Ling Flood.
Yeah, that Ling Flood so quickly.
NXZ does have a little bit of a reputation behind him there. Known for known for preferring the early mid game. Not really going for a lot of these very aggressive openers. Although he does pull it off every couple of series or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NXZ is definitely a player you have to scout. You have to scout against.
Yeah.
Alright, we should be getting into game number 2. Ice and Chrome. A massive contrast from Everdream. Go from probably the shortest map in the current pool to probably the largest map in the current pool.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll see what it has to be.
Right, everybody is in fact ready. We're loading into game number 2. A little bit of a update here. Seems like the bracket hasn't been updated. That is all.
That is all. Yep.
Well, tune back in for the occasional status report.
Yep. But nothing has happened. But speaking of happening, we are on Ice and Chrome, the most shiniest and longest map in the map pool. Oh, sorry. Wow. Water went down the wrong pipe.
Ooh.
As we have spawning here. On the top right side, the green Zerg, representing Legacy Esports and the nation of Australia. Give it up for Ryan Goddamn Jones and NXZ.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we in fact have a purple Protoss coming down all the way from the land of Indonesia. The top Indonesian player as of this moment, the winner of 3 Audai Weeklies in 2020. He is known for Gomsujang, but he is Quantel.
Alright, so...
Stormhost.
Yeah, that could be the factor here. It is a very big map. It is. You can use Swarmhost Ice on this map. Yeah, I tried doing it last night, but fortunately couldn't pull off just as quite yet. But yeah, it can and does work. But I guess we'll see what route NXZ decides he wants to go. And I don't think he can try and go for that Ling Flood again. I think Quantel would be better prepared for that at least.
Yeah, if not better prepared, then he'll be able to react a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see in whether, Quantel wants to try and go for the the Adept Printer build again. But I feel like, NXZ, he has defended like these DT jobs. He's been well defended against this Adept Printer build. So he's going to be the master of defense going up against these timing attacks as of late, but not not scouting with the Overlord there. Twilight Council, so see have to whether it's going to be DTs or the Adept Printer.
I'm running a million calculations in my head. None of them are correct. But I'm gonna
What did I tell you about doing maths on stream?
Well, yeah, but it's like, you know, it's not math. I'm gonna say
these things are gonna get in.
DT. Things will get in
DT?
once again. Thankfully, not a massive flood this time. But it will
They
get
will get a nice
look around.
scout. Yeah, does see the Twilight Council. In okay, so Scatterlings are gone. What are you gonna drop, Quantel? A gateway, and it's gonna be the Glaze build. Okay.
Yeah, why break what isn't broken yet? As Quantel has been quite a bit of an aficionado. In fact, this is how he took out Pez, or not Pez, sorry, Vivid.
Chase.
No, not Vivid. Yeah. Chase. I was
Chase,
thinking of the wrong player.
Wait, no.
Chase. It was Chase.
It was Chase?
Yeah, it was Chase.
Oh boy.
So he definitely... Yeah, he's definitely,
oh yeah, no,
this,
it was.
He's got this down to a T. It did seem like he got glaives a little bit late in that previous game, and in this game it also kind of seems that way, but in the end, Quantel won out. Will NXZ be... Will NXZ be as ready to defend against this? Well, he does have the Roach Warren already available, but he has been focusing a lot more on droning so far. Although just now making their way into the world. He's going to be able to have a pretty nice defense. Gomsejong is already moving across the map.
What?
You alright?
I need to get water.
Yeah, you need to. You gotta get water to get rid of the water. That's what I usually say. 7 roaches on the way. A lot of them are already popped out, and NXZ is looking to face these adepts on even ground, essentially. It's making sure that not too many of them can get much done. Only 4 adept roaches, I should say, 5 roaches. So they is an opportunity there if Quantel decide to risk it to try to target these down, but not gonna go for it. Does shade in just to get a little bit of a idea of what NXZ's forces are looking like. Now he decides to pounce on top of all of this. Should be able to get a queen if he's careful. Cancels that shade, as NXZ does have a pretty beautifully split army right now. And now he no longer needs to split that up quite so much. Well, I say that, but you can never really underestimate shades, can you? But even so, this is a basically perfectly split army for NXZ.
Yeah. And he have seen in the past, you know, yesterday, but that is a lot of adepts, but the reinforcing roaches.
Yeah, they're starting to come in.
Yeah.
And NXZ knows he can push these physical adepts away with his forces over in the third base. And now that the creep is all connected here, NXZ is going to have a much easier time reinforcing his front. After defending his backline. Another cancel shade here, and we should be seeing a NXZ just moving down. Or not, keeping those roaches there. Just in case. He's looking to fight with the bare minimum he has to.
Score. Don't forget the score.
I did forget the score. Good call. But speaking of the score, these adepts aren't trading too well against these roaches, especially not now. Not now that Galaira Constitution has finished up. These adepts are not going to give NXZ any bit of bother anymore. Going to be forced to recall, and now is the time for NXZ to counterattack.
Yeah. But there is already a Stalker, 3 sentries, and about 2 immortals on the way here. Actually, I feel like this might be a good thing. He's going to get the wall, he's going to get the shield barriers, but is it going to be enough?
He's moving his forces north of the wall.
Through.
Quirky, he's moving the forces north of the wall.
Oh,
and they're actually super exposed here. There is a shield battery, and battery overcharge is off cooldown. Just had a lot of energy on these Nexuses, though. Okay, one of them does has full energy. Okay, trying to get the Cert base, but NXZ is looking to get that cancel. If Gomsejong trying to fight this on even ground, snipes the shield battery, and that is the first of many good things.
No cancel.
No cancel. at all. It's not even a sandwich, even though NXZ has the opportunity to go for it. Instead, gonna go for this multi-prong, trying to keep this cyber core alive. And we'll get it done. But here comes the flanking roaches.
Yeah, trying to immediately jump onto these immortals as best as they can. There's still no recall, but the War Prism is there to save the day.
Hot pick up. Very nicely done. NXZ's complete counterattack has been chased away, but not before getting Shield Battery and a Nexus. Once again, no cancel on that Nexus. NXZ is just so secure right now to get that 4th base up and running. And switching to Mutus.
Yeah, he is. But for now, you know, Quantel, he's trying. Okay, he's actually going to push out with just 3 Immortals, a couple of Sentries, and a crap ton of Stalkers. But the more mobile army here of NXZ could actually go for a flank from behind with these Lings. But instead, he is not going to be able to.
Yeah, decides to go for a retreat. Make sure that Gomsujang is fighting on top of this creep. Quantel is starting to clear it up though. But already we see a bit of a pre-force being created. Those Lings did manage to run into the natural. Takes off a decent number of probes here. And Quantel is looking more and more desperate as time goes on and as workers are being lost. Already preemptively evacuated that 3rd base and moves them into the other 3rd base location.
The 4th, yep.
NXZ is in, again, he's just so safe and so secure right now.
Yeah, playing very passively, and I do like it, you know. Knowing when he can counterattack, actually getting the recall back home onto that natural. I think he could have just walked away, but I feel like Quantel was like, I feel like a counterattack's coming in. Was kind of right, but it was just a Ling run by.
Yeah, Ling run by in prelude to this main force coming in. And are we going to see another sandwiching coming in, Quirky?
There's no recall!
Very likely, no recall available whatsoever. And this is a very exposed... this is actually a very exposed position. We do see a battery overcharge, but I think we're at the point where NXZ just has enough DPS to one-shot the units that battery overcharge could go for.
Yeah, but with this main fight, I don't know what how it would go, because it's not really too much buffer for these Ravagers to get their biles off.
Yeah,
after that, nice bile, nice force fields.
They are starting to go down. Ooh, gets the Observer with that. And it does seem a little bit strange that NXZ didn't decide to go for that massive sandwich with the Lings and the Roaches. But he is still keeping Quantel busy while doing all of this. We'll be re-establishing that 4th base and, again, just building up his units. Mutalists are now out into the map. And Quantel does have Blink and quite a number of Stalkers that can try to deal with this. But it is going to come down to the positioning.
Yeah.
So making their way. Will Quantel see this? Does see a couple of these Mutalists at the very least.
Alright, the Mutas gonna be coming in. How much can they get done?
Once again, going to be a bit of this 1-2 punch. NXZ is entirely focused on defending his bases.
Main speed is going to be done. There's no blink on these Stalkers, and these Mutas are doing so much damage. There is blink. Oh, I totally misread that. So can't go, but the blink has already been used. The force fields are way too late.
These Banelings are not crashing. These Banelings are not crashing. Quirky, why aren't these Banelings crashing? Now they do get these connections. But not before a lot of them were taken out. This force of Quantel is so badly bruised. Everything down to the yellows and down to the reds as well. Mutalists did eventually get taken out by... the Mutalists of NXZ did eventually get taken out. But again, Quantel is just so desperate right now to do counter damage. He is so far behind. And that's not what the position that you want to be in a PvZ.
Oh, why are you doing walking up that ramp?
Yeah, quite a bit of mistake there. Even that bile couldn't save those roaches.
Oof.
And NXZ not trading too efficiently here. We actually see Quantel now being the player up in army supply. And NXZ is taking this opportunity to drone, which I don't really blame him for. He does have a lot of spine crawls ready for defense. But they're all going in the wrong location there. Oh no, they are going in the right location.
Yep. But are they gonna borrow just in time? Lings and Bane's rolling on forward. Forcing out the blink here. But, you know, that does buy a lot of time here for NXZ. You know, the army has to deal with those spines. You look at the range.
It is pretty long, these spine crawlers, to say the least. NXZ has bought enough time to build up another good segment of his army. I love everything that NXZ was doing in that engagement. He uses the army that he had to buy time for his spines to finish rooting. He used the spines to buy time to get more army, and now here comes NXZ is pushing back. He's starting to fight forward. A lot of biles are being thrown down, not really connecting too much, but will do a fantastic job of zoning.
The blink forward.
A little bit of miscalculation. Look at those biles landing on all of this army. I think old mate Ryan is going to be our next qualified player here, Quirky.
The Immortals all go down. It's just the Stalkers and War Prism. Ryan! Goddamn Jones!
The army supply so far in the favor of NXZ. Quantel is still going to be fighting on. He knows his tournament life is on the line. But it's really hard to imagine a scenario where
at the supply!
Quantel comes back from this.
Almost 3 times of Quantel right now. And Quantel, he has to fight. This is his lifeline at the moment. It's just these Stalkers and the War Prism. And I don't feel like this is going to be enough. The Mutas are being remade to try and go harass and split this army. And I feel like as soon as those Mutas coming into the Mineral Alliance, it is going to be GG.
It does very much seem that way. NXZ is not going to looking to risk that, though. Once again, it's getting covering as many of his bases as possible. Just having that contingency plan in case that 1% chance happens. That 1% chance happens that Quantel holds this. And yeah, it's just looking that NXZ is in a bit of an invincible position here. The
14.
minerals, the economy of Quantel just in shambles there.
Yep. 28 workers, 42 army. Double the supply right now. It's all on this group of Stalkers. It's now or never. Pull the boys, Ryan! Cause I think he's done it here. The blink. I think this is it.
Buy him a little bit of time, but it is not going to be enough. Good game, well played, Rats.
Ryan goddamn Jones qualifies
for that 3rd spot into ESL ANZ champs. GG. NXZ now asking, do we play for seeding? And they can. No. Alright, just gonna nip that in the bud real quick.
Yeah, nope.
Nope. GG. And there you have it, man. Indonesia did much better than I was expecting. Quantel really making really deep runs in his qualifiers. In the end, not quite being able to qualify for the main event, but still, that was definitely something. My Javanese heart does feel that pride.
Alright, trying to see if... Okay, Runamux. Oh, he's in lobby.
Oh, we can try to jump into that real quick.
Hold on. Potentially. Who is he versing?
We can ask.
Bliss. No, it should be Bliss.
Should be.
Should be.
Do we know if we're getting in?
Trying to see, just trying to make sure.
Right.
Bliss versus Upley hasn't been updated. Just give me a sec. I don't see Bliss. That's the.
Yeah, that's.
Well, Upley.
Strange. Hold on. I'll message run amok. It says he's been in there for 8 minutes, so probably in game.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, we'll see what we can get done here in the, for this other qualifier. See if we'll be able to cover that. Hopefully we'll get to know what the score is.
Hopefully.
And this is I kind of feel like ranting, but that's Steel's job. I was just gonna say, it's a very... I'm a little upset at the inconsistency with the Blizzard UI, or the StarCraft 2 UI, about how when it says a player is in-game, it can mean one of many things. It can mean that they're actually in the game, or they're in the lobby. And then there are sometimes where the player is in-game, but, you know, they're just taken out of the in-game chat channel.
Yeah.
That's, you know, the things that we, you know, it's just stuff that you gotta deal with when you, are in esports.
See my roommate in the background just yelling.
Hey,
he too was excited.
Yeah. Hey, Quirky's roommate, who are you rooting for here? Blisk is out of game.
Okay, just ask Blisk.
Just, yeah, throwing that, again, just trying to see, get a sense of how we are like. Just as a bit of a recap, our 3 qualified players that we know... Oh, Bliss is still in game.
What the fuck?
Oh, not in game.
Runamuk is an EVA.
Hmm?
Runamuk is an in-game as well.
Yeah.
Have you messaged?
Yep. Bliss is saying that he'll host... He is up 1-0 in this current series. So this could be the final game that we cast tonight, Quirky. Again, as a bit of a recap, the 3 qualified players so far are NXZ, Ranger, and Azure. They will be going to the ESL Champs, be throwing around there, seeing if they can qualify for the main ESL Champs event. Great, you're in. I always have a little bit of anxiety that half second before I send the invite to be like, are they gonna? Hopefully they don't start the game first. But yeah, one thing that I guess deserves to be mentioned here is that Blisk, he has tweeted out a while ago. He again was, you know, keeping busy with. I believe he has a full-time job now. Something along those lines, so hasn't been playing a lot, hasn't been able to practice really, and he said that he was gonna just, you know, see if he can go for a run in the qualifier, see what he can get done, and it's looking like he might actually qualify. At least for ESL Champ, or ANZ Champs. That's like that little bit of, yeah guys. Hopefully
and it's that last series.
Yeah, you know, this is gonna be the last series. Let's see if let's hope that we can end this on a bang. And by bang, I mean like EMP or Storm,
or just some sick ass games.
Exactly. I guess bang is usually. I think Terran has a bit of monopoly there with all the explosions.
Banelings.
Yeah, well, I mean Banelings. Yeah, they do kind of go pop, which is kind of a bang if you think about it. A pop and a bang, they're pretty similar. Anyway, in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire LE. We do in fact have our green Protoss player coming down all the way from the island of Singapore. Currently teamless at the moment. He is very much so quite a bit of an underdog. The runner-up for the SEA Games, we have Blisk. Not to be confused with Blisk.
And we have here, spawning in the bottom left, the Purple Terran, representing Legacy Esports from Melbourne. This is Run Amok.
Making them runs.
Yes, indeed. Now,
Like
TVP. Shall we go? Are you like Kerwin and have your various opinions?
Oh no, I love watching TVP. Well,
I
guess it
meant
depends.
playing it.
It depends.
As in, yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling more confident in the matchup right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've actually been losing a lot more than I used to, but somehow I'm feeling more confident in TVP than compared to when I was winning them.
Yeah.
My brain is wired a little strangely.
I mean, you already knew that, but you know.
Just, you know, for anybody who was unawares.
Yeah.
Although they would have become aware sooner or later one day.
Yep. Anyway, so pretty standard at the moment. Reaper Expand, gonna be the run of play here from Run Amok. Whether he wants to go for that Widowmine drop with the armory again, that was pretty sick, let's be honest.
It really was. I love looking at those explosions. It's like an entire mineral line just disappear before your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's probably a Roman speech about that.
An
Or
entire
some kind of
mineral line.
barbarian speech. Yeah, it'll be like, there is no greater feeling than watching the mineral workers disappear before your eyes.
It sounds more like a communist speech. It's like,
I can
we
see
will
that.
blow up the mineral workers, for they will be free from the bourgeoisie!
How are we freeing them? No, we're not freeing them from the bourgeois, comrade. We're freeing them from life. There is truly no
that was
greater
Stalin.
torture.
But Twilight Council on the way here for Blisk, getting that blink, so he is looking to go into some blink stalkers here. Whether he'll pull apart and go blink stalkers like every game, that's going to be something.
Probably.
There's going to be a couple of Hellions here. I do like that. Hellions against Protoss early game can be really decent, especially when they get into that mineral line.
Exactly. This is one thing that often gets overlooked about Hellions, Quirky, is they actually do a lot of damage versus shields.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they do as well have their bonus versus light units, which helps out even further, but it doesn't really help versus units like, say, Zealots or Adepts or whatnot, which have a lot of health, but a lot of, well, I mean, the light Protoss units, right? Where they have a lot of health, but not a lot of shields. Versus Probes, which are even in shields and health, though.
Yeah.
They disappear almost as quickly as mine
it's
drops.
barbecue time. And also following up with a Liberator, so we're going to get some multi-pronged harass, you know, possibly sending that Liberator into the main here. I do like the addition of the Reaper, you know, keeping that alive. Can bounce that,
the
Stalker Force there. Ooh, unfortunately.
Yeah,
nice block off by Blisk.
Exactly. There is going to be a Liberator follow-up, though. In fact, not going to be just one Liberator. Going to be going for a bit of a multi-prong. Not the best thing to have versus Stalkers, but Run Amok has done a fantastic job of pulling the Stalkers away.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the Lib. It's sieging up. Sieging up, Quirky. Sieging up.
He's not paying attention.
Not going that way. No,
he gets three
not.
And able to get that Lib out. It does spot. Oh, it's Blink. Cool.
Yeah, so far did get a pretty, pretty in the favor of Run Amok for the time being.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they get in. Oh, but they're not targeting the workers.
Yeah, still managing to get 5 of them, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's how effective Hellions can be. Emphasis on the can be versus mineral lines. Obviously, a lot of times, if the Protoss player is aware of their situation, you know, if they're being very reactive, they should have a wall off, or maybe not a wall off, but they should be able to make sure that SimCity
that's a gap.
is good enough. That is quite a bit of a gap, and the depths, you're pretty thick, but you're not that thick.
Not like the thick, naked Archons.
Unfortunate. Is this Liberator
Ooh.
actually gonna go to... Okay, Blink, Blink's away from Liberation Zone. A lot of workers do go down to that, though.
And there's one in the natural as well. Getting more workers, so... But the Blinkstalkers are here.
And this is a little bit of a pickle. Runamok does have the siege tanks. They are looking to be in position.
only just got started. So...
Yeah, but that's still pretty good for... I mean, you typically don't want to get Sim too far soon.
Oh, but so many workers have fallen here.
A lot of workers have fallen. These tanks haven't really sieged up. These Marines are doing a really good job of starter stepping and will be able to clear these out eventually. But again, 2 tanks and 17 SCVs. That's more than enough damage here for Bwisk. He is got to feel pretty content right now. Although he will have to transition very soon.
Yeah. Both players getting their natural sorted out already. 2 tanks, the second one on the way already. And I feel like we should be transitioning into some lib soon. Yeah, things getting moved. You get some Marauders as well, but for now, Runamok, he is playing more defensively. He is getting those missile turrets up just in case. He has 3 bunkers in total, just defending that line.
Wow, this is a defensive Terran. He's making sure he's, spreading his bunkers out, spreading his tanks out. Whatever Bwisk decides to attack, there will be another unit covering them. And so Bwisk backs away, trying to send the observer in to get a little bit of high ground vision. If Bwisk commits to this, that would be a suicide move.
He's getting in observation mode, but the Stalkers aren't going back, so I don't think Bwisk wants to fully commit to this. And Runamok, he's still staying on 2 bases at the moment.
Yeah, he does have the 3rd orbital command ready to float into position, but after the worker damage he sustained, and just the fact that Bwisk does have Blink Stalkers roaming around the map, Runamok is playing it pretty safe for the time being. Yeah, both players are just looking to not suicide, essentially.
Yeah. But I feel like Runamok should be starting to get his... Oh, nice scan. Getting rid of that observer there, so no potential for a blink in once that, the army moves out. But for now, I feel like Runamok needs to start getting his 3rd, which he is. Has got it built, he's just going to be landing it, but the Stalkers are there, but there is more than enough army to... That is actually quite a big army here from Runamok.
Really much is.
I feel like
if Runamok pushes out right now, should be able to take this. Which
he should be able to take the 3rd. Yeah.
He's going for it. A lot of tanks, a decent amount of bio, and Stim is ready. He's hesitating for a little bit, but he's starting to move out. Scans both the natural and the 3rd base and realizes, oh, you really don't have much of anything right now, do you?
Yeah. Has got the charge lots, though, so...
Yeah.
Be enough to tank up, but Bliss getting the Robo Bait as well, so possibly going into Colossus, but... he's going to meet the army.
Is the AoE. Although this does
here,
help
tank
neutralize
sieging
it a little bit. Charge lots are going to be running on in, and they will be able to clear out these tanks. But now, what is the answer to the bio? Apparently, Archons is going to be enough here for Bwisk to clear this up. Pulling the boys now, and that's not what you want to be. Probably not the best move from Runamok. This Archon is just getting so much damage. 10 kills on the way, and I cannot overstate how important it was for Bwisk to move out of his defenses and meet those tanks on even ground. Look at this. I'm in awe right now, Quirky. I can't believe what I'm looking at. One Archon. A single Archon. It's still alive. That was enough to deal with everything that Runamok had. GG is called.
Just so absolutely unfortunate timing.
Majula, Singapura. That is that was a very unfortunate timing there. And very really good reactive play coming out from Whisk there. Of course, you know, going for those Blink Stalkers, that was his plan. He was very committed to that, but the follow-up from that, he made sure that his scouting was there. He made sure that he knew everything that Run Amok had, and he made sure to face Run Amok on even ground there, being able to take out those tanks before they could get much damage done. That Archon, seriously, that one Archon managed to do enough AoE to allow the rest of Whisk's minuscule army to clean up. GG.
Oh, man, I just got enough to redeem a Krupp, please.
Krupp, where you at?
Krupp, where are you at? We need to cast again. But yeah, just looking back, yeah, it was just so unfortunate. And the way that the Zealots engaged were able to get onto the flank of those siege tanks like very easily, because the bio was to one side, not defending those tanks from that one side, and you know, pulling the boys also at the unfortunate time, getting clumped up with the Archon. Yeah, it was just so unfortunate.
Very much so. I have a bit of a confession to make here, Quirky.
Yeah.
I really like Ranger as a player.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of national pride at stake for me.
Yeah.
If Ranger qualified and none of the players from Singapore qualified, I'd have been a little disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
So GG to everyone getting in there. ANZ champs with these what is it, 12? Yeah, 12 players will continue next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Next weekend, yep. Starting the 19th, which I think is Friday.
And 7 of those will qualify for the main event.
Event with Risky.
So, other than that, do we have much else to say here?
No, not really. But other than that, you know, damn, I'm sure I am proud of my region today.
Yeah.
And over the past couple of days, yeah. I mean, we may not be the biggest, we may not be the best, but goddamn do we put on some damn good games.
Exactly. And what a way to end it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, I guess we'll just remind everybody that we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. KST for ESL Open Cup Fueled by Dare. Might see a little bit of a drop in participation, as usually players will players will probably be wanting to hide builds before this weekend or next weekend or something like that. And yeah, with that, we will see you tomorrow. Quirky, where can we find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/QuirkyCast or twitter.com/QuirkyCast. You can also find me casting League on twitch.tv/SumSockOCE, or the unofficial English broadcast for the Chinese LPL, as we cover the off days for the English for that as well. But yeah, that's my main socials.
And you can find me over at twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, twitter.com@EmperorYakuzaku. !Discord will send you to the CranKy Ducklings Discord server, where you can find me and many other staff/admins. Basically, every member of CranKy is on there if you ever have a question or something else. And Light will remind me that, more importantly, follow CranKy Ducklings on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, if you still use it. These socials are right on this lovely schedule screen that Kuro's made up for us. That just about wraps us up, so we will see you guys tomorrow for ESL Open Cup Fueled by Dare.
Have fun.